Well, once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We shall begin with thank you for the light. Good evening. We can start with this part of today, and hopefully you loved the whole day that you spent it. I'm Roman Jurashko, I'm your host for tonight. And welcome to Reindustrialization of the EU 2016 conference that focuses on nanotechnologies, advanced materials and manufacturing technologies. This event is a part of Slovak presidency of the Council of European Union, and we are so proud that we can host this event here in Bratislava. In case that this is the first time for you to visit Bratislava, hopefully you love this city. In case that this is not the first time, hopefully you saw or seen that Slovakia in general and Bratislava of course as well changed in a couple of years, and is really fast developing and fast growing country, and we'll talk about that later on this evening. But why did we gather actually today? Because I know that you worked hard during the whole day. You had some workshops, some lectures, and you did good. But right now we would like you to have some fun. We would like you to introduce you to Slovak hospitality, to show you some of our traditions, and of course we would like you to eat something proper, because we have absolutely perfect catering. Hopefully you're gonna love it. But the main point why we gathered here is to talk about the role of European Union in the future of the world. It's that easy and that simple. That's very, from my way, simplification, but I think that's the point what we would like to discuss, not only tonight, but as well what we did during the whole day. And we would like you to introduce to you some Slovak really talented people, because they are here, and I will talk about them later on tonight. But before we start, and of course we would like to introduce Slovakia to you as well. But before we start, I would like to ask the first speaker of tonight here at the podium. It's Mr. Peter Droll, and please clap your hands for him. He's a Director of Industrial Technologies at DG Research and Innovation, who oversees the optimal integration of research and innovation in the design and implementation of relevant EU politics that contribute to Europe's industrial and technological leadership. I'm done. Well, you have a lot to do. You have a lot to do. Hopefully you have a lot to say as well. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the nice introduction. Wow, what a setting. Let me put our conference in a more general context. If we look at European integration, it's a fascinating story of inversing history, overcoming generations, centuries of war with lasting peace. And we should not forget that, because when the new millennium started, we thought we would be in a post-violent, post-national, and also post-religious society and world. And that's not true. We see now, also very close to Europe, that these fundamental values are our fundamental values, which include religion, which include democracy, which include the rule of law, are threatened. So we need to look at our European integration project. And this conference, the name of which is a program, is part of it. I would say that our best way to fight nationalism is to stop deindustrializing Europe and reindustrialize Europe, and bring back jobs here for our young and elderly people. So one more thought I wanted to share with you, which is a bit more philosophical, comes from the German philosopher Sloterdijk. He was in a conference last year in Brussels and asked how he would define Europe. And I quite liked what he said. He said, you cannot find Europe with what it is. It's better defined by what it is not. And he said Europe is not imperialistic. It is not unilateral. It is not macho. And I think that's good news for the ladies in this beautiful room. And it's not heroic, also true. Imperialism, heroism can go wrong. He also added it's not enthusiastic. And I would like to challenge this point a bit. We experienced a lot of enthusiasm today and yesterday in Slovakia, here in this beautiful country, with all the knowledge surrounded and gathered at this conference. And that is my closing word. We had a lot of evidence-based, evidence-built around today and yesterday. So we are not falling in the trap Mark Twain once mentioned about the drunk and the statistician. Because the risk is, he said, that we use statistics like a drunk uses a lamp post for support rather than enlightenment. So we will have a lot of facts and figures from this conference to use for our enlightenment, to use to reindustrialize Europe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Droll. Thank you once again. It was a pleasure. And of course, we would like to proceed. And I said that Slovakia is really changing really rapidly. In previous years, many people thought that we are only rural country because we tended and wanted and presented Slovakia through traditions, through history, which we are proud of, and we love our heritage. But we are a progressive country, and the Slovakia changed or wants to change how the world sees Slovakia. That's why it rebranded a little bit, and the new slogan of Slovakia is "Good Idea Slovakia." And in case that you didn't see it before, we would like to show you a video that will say everything. So this is Good Idea Slovakia.
Beautiful and diverse, the very heart of Europe. Beautiful landscapes, multifaceted culture, unique folklore. Slovakia is no longer in need of its beaten path. We are writing a different and modern story. A story about a forward-looking and inviting country, being able to attract talents and investments. We are a small country, not abound in mineral resources. That is why we are here to sell ideas. If there is something we can be really proud of, it's the power of ideas. So let us introduce Slovakia to the outside world as a country where ideas are both born and turned into reality. Let us present a country of good ideas, because Slovakia is a good idea. Good idea, Slovakia. A simple, powerful idea being able to inspire the world as well as Slovaks themselves. Good Idea Slovakia is both the slogan and the brand of Slovakia at the same time. Multi-layered typography created by applying the typeface of the world-famous Slovak designer stands for the variety and richness of ideas. Good Idea Slovakia.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and once again, thank you. Well, that's Good Idea Slovakia, and I said before that Slovakia has very young and talented people as well, and they are here as well tonight. They have their stands and would like you to show some of their things that they brought and that they are creating actually by themselves. So I would like to introduce those people a little bit to you. Later on you can take a look by yourself and talk to them if you would like to. The first one I would like to talk about is Petra Todt. She's a Slovak jeweler and designer who uses original Slavic ornaments in her production and transforms them into sophisticated contemporary form. you can take a look at her. She's, I think, in the middle of the whole exhibition center behind you. Then, the book Aha by graphic designer Tomáš Kompaník unites Slovak folk embroidery patterns with contemporary graphic design. The 8 chapters represent the 8 regions of Slovakia, introducing embroidery traditions of the respective areas together with lyrics of a folk song typical of each locality. So this book is also available to you, and you can talk to Tomáš Kompaník as well. Marek both with his project Kalimba musical instrument. That's something for me, because I have no idea how music actually is created, because I don't have the hearings. But a few years ago he faced the challenge to bring the music back among the people. So with some friends they came up with the idea of music, all instruments for non-musicians, just like me. It's kalimba, which is constructed in a way everyone is able to play it. If you want to play it, if you are the same person just like me, you can try it up there. Slovak designer brand Poit creates Slovakia that you want to wear. It represents Slovakia we want to live in. The goal of the company is to bring positive and fun perspective on our country and ourselves. Poit processes Slovakia themes creatively and is looking for new points of view on matters that are contemporary in Slovakia. Let's talk about Mnemonic. It's a tactical board game for the blind. However, it can also be played by sighted people who can try out how the world of blind look like, and they take a picture of the reality. The game consists of 18 different materials with playing grids, thanks to which players can develop their tactical memory and spatial orientation, the motor skill and concentration. And last but not least, Gentle Gem, something yummy, offers premium quality gems which are absolutely unique on Slovak and foreign markets. Each type of gem and chutney is carefully paired with the most exquisite type of alcohol to give you the true gourmet experience. I think you have to taste it by yourself. But before we start with the dinner, there's one more person I would like to introduce to you, and he's gonna come here up on the stage. His name is Mr. Ladislav Zdut from the company Nehera. He's coming right here. Thank you for your applause. Nehera is a company actually which started in the year 1930 in the first Czechoslovakian Republic. But here Mr. Zdut started or restarted the company. It was 2014. It was 2014, and Mr. Zdut's gonna talk about Slovak, I would like to say fashion industry, but he said more fashion business because it's still a little small. But he's gonna say really more about this. It's up to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much to the presenter, Mr. Jurashko, for making my entrance. It's always a pleasure if you are so fortunate that somebody else makes your entrance. I would like to talk about our project. It's our child, and it's the fashion brand. There are thousands of fashion brands all around the world. Why should we observe another one? Because it's unique. In Slovakia, it's also unique if we look at surrounding countries. Because I would like to ask for another slide. Next slide. It's a part of official calendar of Paris Fashion Week, which is the ultimate scene for fashion business and fashion art, if we would like to call it like that, in the world. We have been admitted to the official calendar by the Fédération de la Mode exactly 1 year ago in September 2015, and it was just 12 months after first time we had been presenting our products and our collections in Paris. So it has been quite a quick entrance to the global marketplace. Next slide, please. We call the brand Nehera. Nehera, the name Nehera is not coming from nowhere, because Nehera used to be really widely successful brand in last century, in 30s, in the former first Czechoslovak Republic. It was established by the entrepreneur Jan Nehera at the beginning of 30s, and he was able to manage fully vertically integrate the whole logistic pipeline from design, production up to huge retail network. At the end of 30s, his retail network of big space fashion shops selling women's wear, menswear, children wear, also providing fitting services, dry cleaning, chill out zone, etc. So really modern, up-to-date concept, business model of retail. It was covering not just former Czechoslovakia, which is today Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Subcarpathia and Ruthenia, but also he was expanding with his retail network to North and South Africa, to Scandinavia. He was starting to develop his presence also in Western Europe, but of course, unfortunately, he was stopped by Nazis, then by the communist coup in 1948, and he fled to Morocco, where after a few years another revolution came. We have resurrected this brand as a tribute to Jan Nehera and as a tribute to one-time flourishing tradition of textile industry in Czechoslovakia. It was the top-notch quality industry worldwide at that time. I'm talking about the first half of last century. Next slide, please. Why fashion? We think that it's an appropriate substrate for creativity. We strongly believe if we would like to export competitive product, we have to contribute into the competitiveness of that product through mainly innovativeness and creativity. Fashion is equally good substrate for creativity as it is, for example, furniture or glass or PC game or anything else. Next slide, please. It is part of the creative industry. We call it rather creative business because creative industry, it has also the notion of something big, but we are still developing the infrastructure around us. But the creative surrounding is a nice place how to spend a professional life. And also creativity has a huge attractiveness in any social encounters and relationships because it contributes to the power as a trait of any relationship. And we like to spend our professional life in this surrounding. Next, please. What we managed to do within those recent 2 years, we strongly believe or we strive for omnichannel presence, means that we are, even though the most important channel for us is the traditional wholesale brick and mortar stockist, but we introduced at the very beginning also our own e-commerce, which is a part of our web page, and we are very proud that we managed to arrange that we are delivering to 66 countries to the final consumers in the trade parity DDP, which means delivery duty paid. So we handle not just freight, but also custom clearance, custom tariffs, any sales tax, either it is value-added tax or different type of taxes. And so we deliver up to the door. The DNA of this project or the brand is high value-added, global marketplace, and local sourcing. Next, please. What does it mean, high value-added, high margin? We would like to be a commercial viable brand as soon as possible. What does it mean to strive for the global marketplace? In fashion, it means that you have to show in Paris and you have to sell in Paris. Of course, you need also to build your brand awareness, and that means you are trying to get attention. So we appreciate if role models or celebrities, even though it is ugly expression, are wearing Nehra. Like on the picture, Alicia Vikander, Oscar-winning actress from Hollywood blockbusters, fully dressed in Nehra outfit, for example. Next, please. 100% of our production is within European Union. 90% in Slovakia, something we produce in Italy, in France, and in Czech Republic. We are open to any countries, but the closer the better. As we would like to be as local as possible, and we were pretty much aware from the very beginning that decision to be as local as possible and sourcing locally, producing locally means also that we don't have choice about our price quality positioning. If you produce within the European Union or even in Slovakia, which is not the most expensive country within the European Union regarding the labor craft, means that you have to be positioned regarding the price and quality as a premium or luxury brand. We cannot compete with discounters or mainstream brands globally. Next, please. But regarding our sales, the biggest market is US currently, followed by South Korea, then Japan, and China, then Italy, Switzerland, Taiwan, Australia. We are selling 85% of our collections to non-EU countries. What does it mean? We are bringing back money, which Europe is paying for cheap products to Asia, and thus contributing to the higher competitiveness of European Union, I strongly believe. Next, please. We think that our decision to be as local as possible and to produce locally means a true corporate social responsibility. We don't need CSR manager. We don't need to think about the municipality projects or local projects, how to donate, etc., etc. We give work and money to people who are living close by to us. That's the real CSR. It means also that because of the higher margin, we are able to provide higher salaries to our own people, and we are trying to bring back the pride for the textile and footwear craft, which was inherent part of the flourishing tradition of the former textile industry in Czechoslovakia. Next, please. We would like to be part of slow fashion. It's the change of paradigm, of course, but from the credit crunch, we face that everybody is talking about the inevitability of the changing the paradigm. How do we behave? And slow fashion means that you have to have a gut to say no. For example, to say no to clearance sale. We don't provide any huge discounts because we believe that our production has a certain value, and it's not 50% from one day to another. It means saying no to sweatshops. It means saying no to waste. We believe that it's enough to have one coat, even more expensive than 3 of them, very cheap ones. Thank you. Next, please. Local sourcing means also that we try to develop innovations with our suppliers, for example, producer of the fabrics, and utilizing also local traditional crafts, as it is, as for example, is the indigo dyeing technique, which survived in Europe, mostly in Slovakia, and was introduced to Europe in 16th century. Today, the whole fashion global scene knows indigo dyeing techniques, especially from Japan. We would like to compete in this perception with Japan. Next, please. We are extremely proud of the fact that beyond providing the jobs in our headquarters and studio in Bratislava, which is currently 20 colleagues in the team from 0 in 2013, with the production in Slovakia, we induce also other jobs within the production facilities in Slovakia. And when we have produced this year 10,000 pieces of garments, it means the job for 25 seamstresses and other workers in the factories of our suppliers. For the next year, we would like to almost double our turnover, and we will induce other jobs in Slovakia in the scope of 50, which is nice by effect or byproduct of our effort. Next, please, because I would like to thank you for your attention and have a nice evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zdut. Well, that's the end of the official part and start. We wanted to make it as brief and as quick as possible, so you can dine, so you can eat something good. And right now, this is the part where I would like to tell you bon appetit, of course, because we are in Slovakia and we honor our guests with food, with a lot of food. It's almost impossible to say no, for example, to your mother if you visit her at home. It's my case, if she's offering food. So it's a traditional here. So enjoy your dinner. Later on, we would like to show you something special, of course, from the Slovak production. It's Magické ostrohy, that's the original name, or Magic Spurs, if you want to in English. It's absolutely perfect exhibition of skilled, young and talented people, and I will talk more about them later on. So that's the program for next couple of hours, because the first hour is gonna be the dinner. So enjoy the proper meal, and we will meet here on the stage in an hour. So bon appetit, ladies and gentlemen.